Hello, and welcome to episode 2 from GTA Home and Family Services. Today, our topic for discussion is divorce. And while not many people want to have a discussion about this, those that are going through this situation do need to address the issues at hand, know their rights, and have access to knowledgeable advisors. Today on our panel, we are lucky to have 2 knowledgeable advisors that are willing and able to share their expertise. We have Ghosh from Royal LePage, and we have Satish from Ballasundram Law Office. Welcome, gentlemen.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
First of all, we'll be talking to Ghosh from Royal LePage, and we'll be talking about the top 3 issues from a real estate perspective. Ghosh, what would you suggest that somebody going through a divorce would need to consider from a real estate perspective? What would be your top 3 bullet points?
Hey, Joe. Thanks for having me. Divorce is a very difficult time for everybody, and the first thing that people go through is a matrimonial home. The matrimonial home is usually where most spouses have most of their assets in. So the first thing is to decide if they are able to keep it, or do they have to sell it, or if one spouse is able to buy the other one out. That's number 1. Number 2 is once they decide what they're going to do with your home, and if they think that they have to sell it, that's the time they have to look for an experienced realtor who is going to be objective and neutral, and they will get that sale done no matter what. So that's very important.
Right.
And the third thing is obviously a lot of emotions at play. So the realtor has to go above and beyond and to get the house ready for sale, like stage it, clean it, whatever needs to be done so that it gets sold, because at the end of the day, both parties will need as much money as they can get from the sale.
Right.
And also, as an additional service, the realtor should be able to help them find a place to live moving forward. Might it be renting or finding another home?
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Lots to consider, no doubt. Appreciate your insight. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Joe.
And now I'd like to introduce you to Satish, who is our resident knowledgeable advisor from a legal perspective. Hello, Satish.
Hi, Joe.
So would you be able to provide us some of your top 3 bullet points that would need to be addressed and considered by people that are going through a divorce, thinking of going through a divorce, or considerations that they would need to understand as they proceed?
Thank you, Joe. As my colleague just mentioned, when you're going through a divorce, it is a very difficult time, and I do wish, if you are going through a divorce, I do wish you well, and I would be happy to help you out. I like to advise my clients to divide their the whole process of divorce into 3 parts. The first part is, if you do have children, then you do have to decide who is going to have custody, who's going to have access, and if one of the parties has sole custody or joint custody, then who's going to pay child support. Usually the best way to go about this is to negotiate with each spouse's lawyers, come to an agreement and putting it into a parenting plan. The other step obviously is for all couples, whether you have children or not, you have to decide how to unentangle your assets, your matrimonial assets. So the primary thing there obviously would be the matrimonial home, RRSPs, pensions. If there's a matrimonial home, you need to have it valued. If there are pensions, especially employee private pensions, you need to have that valued, and you need to do a net family property statement, and you need to decide on how to unentangle those assets. That process is called equalization, and that can be time consuming, and you do need somebody experienced to help you in that process. The last step obviously is, has one of the spouses been disadvantaged as a result of the marriage, and are they entitled to spousal support? The considerations there are the duration of the marriage and what the quantum would be in spousal support. So what length of time spousal support is one spouse is entitled to, and how much should that spousal support be. And there's an advisory set of spousal support guidelines out there that people can find. but you do again need the help of an experienced lawyer to help you in that process. So divide it into, my advice to you is to divide it into 3 parts. What's happening with the children, what's happening with the assets, and is somebody entitled to spousal support. I thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, both of you gentlemen. That was very insightful. Again, lots to consider, and stay tuned for our next episode where we'll be having another knowledgeable advisor join us from the financial services industry, and she'll be able to shed even more insight into this topic. Thank you very much. Have a great day.